Good evening. Today is April 14th, 2022, and it is about 1:05 p.m. And this is the Hanson Board of Selectmen meeting, special edition, just because we have town meeting coming up, and Mass General Law requires us to take all votes in a timely manner prior to the annual town meeting. And due to some changes and an addition of one article that was left out on our previous meeting earlier this week, we need to revote the placement of the articles. So Ms. Federoff is joining us today, and she can review all the changes and anything that we need to review prior to placing the new articles.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, so I forwarded you all a document and I'll share my screen so everyone can follow along. Oh, I'm disabled, Lisa.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Great. Okay, so let me find the right article. Let's start with the special. So I'm going to share the document that I forwarded to you with the special. Again, this is not substantively different than what you reviewed the other night, with except for some typographical changes, errors that were caught, and clarification. So Article 1 remains the same. Article 2 remains the same, with the exception of I added 180,000, which is just the sum of the grid below, and we can figure out where that's coming from. I'm working with Todd to do that in the motion. Article 3 is the same, Article 4 is the same, 5, and here's 6 is the same, sorry. And scrolling down to Article 7, this was originally, I think, on the annual town meeting warrant from several drafts ago, and somehow it got omitted. The water commissions would prefer it to be on the special, so we've added it to the special. So it's relating to the SCADA system, and it requires updating, and it's $40,000 from water surplus. So I know that you all had time to review the changes. So to the extent you want to rescind your prior votes on the placement of articles on the special town meeting for May 2nd, and then place Articles 1 through 7 as presented in this document, that would be a good thing.
I'm looking for a motion of what Kate just recommended.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? I just want to do a roll call just because it's a electronic meeting. Mr. Hickey?
Aye.
Ms. Kemet?
Aye.
And myself? Aye. It's a 3-0.
Perfect. Okay, then I'm going to pull up the annual warrant. Want to do that here. Here is the annual. Okay, so annual town meeting warrant. Let me get rid of this. I was searching for that. Okay, so again, there were some just typographical errors that were caught, some formatting issues, et cetera, but Articles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, are all the same. You had voted to remove Article 9 from the prior night, so then everything got renumbered. And I'm working off your old document. Article 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Stop it. On the old articles, it was stopping at 16. That's all the same. So these articles that are shown on your screen are substantially the same, with some typographical errors having been caught, as what you approved the other night, including the removal of that one article that I mentioned. Then what I did was a requirement here. New Article 16 is you have to reserve your estimates for community preservation into each of these buckets. So I added that, new Article 16, and I got the figures 38,000 on each bucket and 10,000 in admin costs from Todd this morning. Then we look at your old, what you looked at the other night, 17, 18 are the same. Then you voted to remove 19 and 20. We did that and renumbered everything. 21 was the same. 22, you voted to remove because it was duplicative. 23, you voted to remove because it was the grant writer, which you're opting not to fund. 24.
No, I'm sorry. We did not vote to remove the grant writer. We were creating the position and we're not funding it until October. We did not vote to remove that.
You created the position in the PACE compensation plan in the special town meeting article number
Okay.
6.
All right, fine. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep.
It's just the funding.
Yep.
I think you guys had the discussion where it was just creating the position. You did it in the first article.
Perfect. Thanks, Kate. Sorry.
All right, no sweat, no sweat. Please stop me when I'm doing crazy things. So, okay, 25 is a difference. So hold on, let me go down to where that is. It turns to our new Article 21, which is the video and audio recordings. What I did was, instead of just having a vote, you should put it in a bylaw. So I created this bylaw in Article 2-21. All right.
Yeah, Kate, just, we did talk about a tweak to this. You weren't there the other day. So you've captured most of it, but simply videotaping or audio taping the meeting isn't really enough, because we want to compel people to share it on either the website or Whitman Hanson Cable Access Television ideally. So I know that would be implied, but it isn't really, I don't think it's called out in there that it needs to be made publicly available as soon as administratively feasible after it's recorded.
So which recordings shall be made publicly available upon request in accordance with the public records law?
I mean, yes, that's great. I'm really wanting to take this a step further, which is preemptively and proactively putting them out there for people to look at without having to request them.
Oh, okay. So you want them posted on the town's website?
Yes.
Okay, which recordings
People access.
shall be?
Kate, or Whitman Hanson Cable Access.
Right.
Okay, which shall be posted to the town's website and or Whitman Hanson Cable?
Yes. Whitman Hanson Cable Access Television website.
So I deleted the public record. So it's going to read, all Town of Hanson boards, committees, and commissions elected and appointed shall video or audio record all meetings, which recordings shall be posted to the town's website and or Whitman Hanson Cable at the Whitman Hanson Cable Access Television website.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm going to add, can I do one addition, comma, unless protected under executive session?
That's fine. Yeah.
As an executive session, as an executive session. Okay, good. So that's 21. Then 26, your old 26, now 22. I made this Board of Selectmen and inserting Select Board, and I didn't recite the sections of the bylaws that you had cited because there are some in the zoning bylaws. For example, you are the special permit granting authority for marijuana establishments. That falls in zoning and it wasn't categorized. So I just made a kind of omnibus remove and replace, and it switches it to a 2/3 because it includes the zoning bylaws, okay? Then
Kate, do we have an extra parents in there in the article description?
yes, you do. Good eyes. Thank you. Okay. Then 27, you're on the old one. 27, 28 are the same. You voted to remove 29. And then and those are all the same in here. Now we go to marijuana and I made changes. So marijuana, I removed, the first one is Article 25. I removed all the language of the bylaws, right? Because this is going to be a complicated thing and I'm going to walk everyone through it at town meeting because if one passes or fails, it depends upon the numbering of the subsequent ones. And remember with the floodplain ones that we had, it was like the floodplains was approved and then they did this general change of recodifying, and so it reincorporated the old.
Yeah.
So that's what we don't want to have happen. So here I just say, okay, this first one is to combine medical and rec, right? And I'm going to have a huge comprehensive excuse me, handout for town meeting that says if one passes, then this on 2. If one fails, then this on 2, or 25. So 25 is the same. It's just recodifying. 26 is the same, just to add retailers that can rise and fall on its own. And again, it doesn't have the language, but I put a whole bunch in the explanation where the retailers would go, et cetera, because we want to be understandable is the critical piece. 27 is adding Hawks Ave to those establishments, but not including retailers. And 28
Kate, so you see down the bottom how this says recommendations, Board of Selectmen voted.
Yeah.
I think we need to take those out because those really don't belong in the warrant, correct?
Okay, we can take those out. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think we need those in there. I think that might cause a little trouble. It's because the vote, I mean, the selectmen really didn't recommend, they voted to place.
Okay, so I just, that was a carryover, so that's fine. I just deleted.
Yeah, and then there's one more, right on Article 26 there.
So are we going to have, where will we have the separate matrix with each of the articles numbered and then the FinCom juxtaposed with the selectmen, recommendations?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are going to get that all split. The draft is there. Now we're going to firm it up with all of the new numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we'll need an informational warrant with the motions and all that stuff. So, okay, so that was Hawks Ave, and then the final one is delivery. Then we've got the 20-year lease, which is the same as before, and then of course the citizens petition at the end, and then just your signatures. So, if you're having reviewed that document that was sent to you, if you would take a vote to rescind the prior board's votes on placing articles on the annual town meeting warrant scheduled for May 2nd, and further to place articles 1 through 30 as presented in the document provided to you today, that would be good.
Looking for a motion?
Well, I'm sorry, just one question. I'm looking at, and maybe this has been tweaked since the version we were sent, but Article 24.
On my screen or what you looked at the other night?
Let me see. Do you mind bringing it up on your screen?
Here's 24.
All right.
Raise and appropriate to fund the events coordinator and facilities manager at Camp Kuani.
Right.
Is that not?
Well, no, what's the explanation reading? Because it was very weird.
This is,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I don't-
it says what is
I don't have a good
placeholder.
explanation.
Yeah. It's because
It says, this is a placeholder. We are not sure if it's necessary as the budget amount is voted at town meeting. And that's what I asked Lisa. I said, is this included in the rec commission's budget? And we haven't gotten a response from Dory. If it's included already in rec commission's budget, then we're just going to move to pass over it, but we don't know that information as of.
I'm fine with that, but I just don't want the explanation in the actual town warrant to say what it says right now. It's funky, and I don't
Yeah.
think it's appropriate.
So do you have a suggestion?
I honestly think there should be no explanation, explanation will be provided at town meeting if required or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just weird. The way it reads is really weird.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, perfect. I changed it. I said to be provided at town meeting.
Okay. Kate, one thing I noticed too, if you could go back up to Article 23.
23. Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right, go back, if you go back down, okay, you put the space there. There wasn't a space before, so those two articles were meshed together, so.
yeah, I'll go back, and since we made some additions, I'll go back and respace it and all that stuff and send you new PDFs of both.
Okay.
And it's not going to appear this way because the way you can hide I like the spacing up. So.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what
And you sent me a Word of that as well, because I need a Word copy for the town clerk.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you 2 PDFs and 2 words.
Okay,
So
perfect.
one for the special, one for the annual, one for the special, one for the annual.
All right. So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, roll call vote. Mr. Hickey?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Ms. Kemet?
Aye.
Perfect. Motion carries. Ms. Federoff, is there any other things that any other actions we have to take before adjourning?
No, I think we're good. And, I'll work with Lisa on the informational warrant to the extent that it comes out next week. Lisa, you'll have to forward it to Jay because I'll be out of the country.
Yep, absolutely. Laura, do you want me to stop by with the warrant so you can sign, or are you able to just pop in?
No, I can pop in this afternoon. I've got a 2:00 meeting, but I can pop in after that.
Okay, all right, because then got to call the constable and have him come and pick them up. So, okay, perfect.
All right.
Thank
Ms.
you
Federoff-
so much, you guys.
Ms. Federoff, thank you very much and safe travels.
Thank you, Kate.
And,
Did you need a motion to adjourn?
Yep. And I was just going to say thank you very much, Ms. Kemet and Mr. Hickey, for taking time out of your day to make this happen.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
So I'm looking for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved, seconded, roll call vote. Mr. Hickey?
Aye.
Myself, aye, and Ms. Kemet.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you,
very much.
guys.
We're adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.